What's up, everybody? ArrgThePirate here, and today we're going to play a little Hades in the mid lane. Now, guys, I really like Hades, but I have found there are a couple of gods that can counter him just so easy. And as Hades, you really would like to have some team rotation for when you get those huge ults, but guys, he's an absolute blast to play. But let's go over his build first. Now, for my first 1500 gold, I'm going to pick up Mage's Blessing, Uncommon Staff, 2 Healing Potions, and 1 Mana Potion. Then I'm going to build into Warlock Staff, Shoes of the Magi, Pythagoras Piece, Bancroft's Talon, Mantle of Discord, and then Spear of Desolation, maybe some, I think that sounds good. Then for my relics, I'm going to have Aegis and Blink. Now, I still feel absolutely terrible, guys, and I really hope y'all don't. My voice is okay. But one reason I did not pick up Soul Gem is because I recorded this before Soul Gem came back into the game. But you could pick up Soul Gem. I think it would be a very solid pick. And, you know, hey, switch it out for that the P piece, the P piece. Switch it out for that. I think that would be a very good item to put on and definitely check out with Hades. Now, let's go over his kit. First, we have his passive Blight. Hades' normal staff attacks apply a debuff to enemies called Blight. This debuff stays on the target and can be refreshed. If the enemy is affected by Blight, each of Hades' other abilities have additional powers. So this is awesome. You want to make sure that you keep that Blight onto gods before you really hit them with abilities. Next up, we have Death from Below. Hades descends into the ground and erupts from below at his location, doing damage to all enemies. If the enemies are blighted, they also are slowed. This ability also applies a blight. So you can use this to blight an entire wave, and, you know, that comes in later, but you definitely want to keep your blight on enemies. Now, next up we have his Tude, Shroud of Darkness. Hades silences all enemies in a cone in front of him. If they are blighted, they are also feared, and it applies a blight. So you can just use this and then follow it up with your 3 to get some heals, things like that. But the big thing is this is a silence, and it can be used as a fear as well. His 3 is Devour Souls. Hades devours the souls of his enemies, dealing damage in an area around him. Blighted hits by his abilities are detonated, dealing damage to enemies and heal your allies around the detonated targets. Enemy gods only take 50% of damage from detonated blight. So basically, this is a huge eruption. You know, it does a lot of damage, and if they're blighted, it does more damage, but it does mainly a ton of damage to the minions and, you know, just an additional 50%. But the big thing is this is a heal, guys, and it works very well with, you know, other healing items, because with Hades, you kind of want to build a little tanky, and that way, you know, you go ult in the middle of a wave, you're not just instantly getting melted. Blighted enemies also have their protections reduced while caught in your ultimate, and Hades gains protections while using his ultimate, and we're actually about to do that right here. Now, if you see, we're able to go in, we blight that first wave of minions, we're able to, you know, heal up a little bit, and then their mid laner and their jungle head over, and we go ahead and just pop our ult, guys. So you see the damage. That Basset didn't stand a chance, as well as Isis. You know, she even used her Aegis right there, but 4 seconds is a ton of time, and we're able to take both of them out. Now, once we back, we're going to get our second rank on that Warlock Staff, and we go ahead and pick up a couple of health potions. I'm going to rotate to red, take out red, and then we're going to head back to mid lane, you know, just continue our farm, and, you know, hey, I'm actually going to wait till these waves stack up so I can get some damage on everything. And if you see there, I go ahead and silence that Isis because I saw our jungler was going to head over. Hopefully we can take her out. Oh, she's so low. She's going to end up getting away. You know, hey, no problem. Our Oelix is heading over to see if she can get him, but she's going to be able to dip out. No problem there. But hey, we're going to be able to push into tower a little bit and get some damage on it. Now, while there's not a whole lot of things going on, I've got some big news, guys. The Senpai pack I gave away the other day for PC. Now, this is PC, guys. PC only. But Lonely Raw has never gotten contact with me. I've actually reached out to him a handful of times in-game, but he's never responded to me. So this code's about to expire and I need to give it away quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a winner for this code in the next couple of days and just give that code away. But instead of doing that typical thing, guys, I really enjoy Smite, but just like Paragon, you know, that was all I made videos over, and I don't think Smite's going anywhere, but I'd love to branch out and play more than just one game, or make videos over more than just one game. So, what I'm going to do for this giveaway is I want y'all to tell me what games y'all would like me to see playing in, you know, just leave in the comments like, hey, play this game, and I'll get that code to one of y'all, you know, just a random person. But again, guys, this is PC only, so I'm sorry, PS4 guys, I've already given that code away, but PC only, guys. So, now, getting back into this gameplay, you see we made that rotation, we can get out. We're Hades, guys. We have a very good escape as long as it's off of cooldown. We were able to actually get a kill there, and, you know, we saved our ADC, you know, so that it's a pretty decent play. Decent rotation there, and, you know, hey, we're still pretty healthy, but I do want to back very quickly so I can get my Warlock staff online and start building those stacks up. Now, I am going to just go ahead and clear this wave up. Yeah, you can see I still have not fully learned, or, you know, I have my 3 to auto cast. I find it's just easier, but it's harder positioning yourself to where you hit an entire wave with your 3. And, you know, it'd probably be better for me to take that off for a while, but it's so easy to just click a button and boom, it happens. And I'm just a big fan of the instant cast. But if you see here, we're actually going to attempt to go in onto this Isis right here. She ends up using her Aegis right there. We go ahead and hit her with that silence, and then we're going to ult her, and guys, you can see we just chipped away at her. She's gone. She's gone. If she wouldn't have used that Isis, or her Isis, if she wouldn't have used her Aegis in the beginning, I might not have ulted her, but since she used it, hey, we knew that's gone. We knew we were going to get a ton of damage on her, so, you know, it ended up working out perfect. Now, I'm going to make a quick rotation over to our duo lane, see if I can help them out, but unfortunately, you know, they backed off, so I'm just going to go ahead and back here. We're gonna finish up our boots and then just hopefully get back in lane. Now, I have really kind of ran away with my mid lane. You know, we're currently 3-0-1. We're doing a pretty decent job of, you know, just bullying this mid lane. Of course, Isis, once she does come online, she's got some very, very good wave clear as well. And with that stun, you know, we have to be careful of that. But you can see I'm picking up my side camp, so I've got a big level advantage, you know, a couple of levels above her, which is pretty substantial. And I'm just kind of marking these minions up, so when they get closer, we can go ahead and hit them with that blight. But we end up going in on Isis, and guys, you can see we just take her out instantly. The damage is real. You know, whenever I first picked up Smite, I was like, how do you play a mage that has to be out of position constantly? Like, that's your kit, be out of position. And he does work. That's how you play a mage. He does work, is how it is. Oh man, Hades is a ton of fun, guys. I don't know if y'all haven't tried him. Definitely suggest. And this skin I've got where the whole world sets on fire when you use his ultimate. It's so much fun. But our Willix unfortunately DC'd again. You know, she had a DC earlier, and then she ended up DCing again, and she's actually not gonna come back this time. You know, it's real unfortunate, but you have to deal with DCs all the time, and I thought this was a decent match to show off. You know, we are in a 4v5 situation, and you can still do decently. You know, regardless of that situation, you want to make sure that you're staying and, you know, having good positioning and things like that, and rotating, you know, making smart choices. And by doing that, you can still have a little bit of success. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get my mid lane pushing, and then I'm going to actually rotate over to our duo lane. Now, we were able to get a kill there, but there's still a huge enemy presence, and I'm not going to risk using my ult here or anything like that. I just want to back these guys off, and hopefully we can save this tower. You know, this play was not to try to get kills, even though, you know, we might be able to. The ADC has such a good escape, and you can see she just darted right out. So we might have just been able to get Ymir, and of course we're immune to his silence or his Frosty Breath, whatever it's called. But, you know, still, wasting my kit to maybe get a support kill is just really not worth it, in my opinion. So I'm going to hold on to my ultimate. You know, we just backed him off of that tower and let our ADC show up. Now, unfortunately, our ADC ended up going down there, and I'm going to rotate right back. Maybe I should have stayed in that lane instead of trying to clear my wave up. You know, we ended up losing both our Vulcan and our, I forget his name, the horsey man. You know, we ended up losing both them, and being in a 4v5 match, this is kind of tricky. And if you see here, I'm letting my presence be known, but, you know, I'm not really looking to engage on that. I'm just kind of letting my presence be known. I'm going to help clean that wave up and then get back to my lane. You know, unfortunately, we lost a tower. You know, and again, guys, we're in a 4v5 situation, so we have to make the best of, you know, a bad situation. But it is what it is. You know, just play safe. And you can see we made those rotations. We were able to hold that tower off, even though we are at a pretty significant disadvantage. Now, since we don't have a jungler, I'm going to go ahead and take that jungle camp. Since, you know, my lane was pushing, I'm going to clear this next wave, and then we're going to head back to the duo lane. You know, we're trying to make our presence know, or, you know, at least keep up some solid presence in the duo lane, but unfortunately, they are struggling against that team. And, you know, it is unfortunate, but is what it is. Now, we end up missing out on our red, but you can see our support is heading over, so we're going to go ahead and ult these two, and we got a decent amount of damage done, but, you know, hey, we got to get out of this situation. We need to get out quickly. I'm trying to stay in enough to where our support can get out as well, and sure enough, we're able to peel off of that situation and, you know, just completely get out, but our T2 is taking damage on our duo side, and it's very close to our solo side, and, you know, my T1 in mid is being pushed as well. You know, this is where that disadvantage is really showing up, but, you know, we have had quite a few deaths in the last couple of minutes, and you can see those few deaths have really caused these lanes to get out of control, and, you know, that is a bit of an issue. Now, we are able to clean up this mid lane, you know, get it pushing in the right direction, and I'm actually going to head over to the solo lane. I haven't been over there. Let's head over there and see if we can make something happen. Now, Colin is facing off against this Vulcan, and hopefully we can make something happen. And I see the damage that I'm doing to him. I'm like, hey, let's kill him. And sure enough, we're able to take him out, no problem at all. Unfortunately, our duo lane, you know, they both end up going down there as well. And, you know, they're just having a very tough time over in the duo lane. And, you know, it is unfortunate. Not having a jungler, you know, jungler is a very, very important position, and not having one is pretty critical. And you can see every time I'm making a rotation, the opposite lane is actually getting rotated on and dying. And that is unfortunate. But remember, guys, if you can make those smart plays, if you can stay in good positioning, everything like that, you can definitely come back and, you know, really make an impact on this match. Being down a person does not necessarily mean you're going to lose, but when you start making those bad plays, you know, we've allowed them to catch up to us in kills. You know, when you start making those type of plays, you know, that's when you really start having those, you know, unfortunate circumstances. Now, their Awelix, or our Awelix, came back for just a second there and then, you know, DC'd again. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, but what can you do, guys? Just, again, try to make the best out of a bad situation. Now, coming up is a great gank on Vulcan's part, but the problem is we end up losing a T2 for it. You know, he rotated over here. We're able to take out this Isis, which, you know, hey, that's great. And we may potentially get a T1 at this point, but it actually cost us a T2. And, you know, that's never a good option. Of course, if you're going to make that rotation, you need to make sure that you kill the enemy. You know, make sure you actually kill the god that you're making that rotation for. And we did, but again, we lost our T2, and, you know, we're actually taking Phoenix damage at this point, and that's never a good thing. Now we end up backing here, and we're gonna finish off that second lifesteal item. You know, looking back, I might go ahead and just do one lifesteal item, and then for my fourth, or maybe fifth, if you want to get technical, I guess, for that fifth item, I might go something like Hide of the Urchin, you know, put some armor on. That might be a better option, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, we end up heading to mid. We're able to get a little bit of damage on Cuchulainn at, you know, Cuchulainn's always going to be tough to deal with. But you saw we deleted him earlier. Maybe we can do it again, but we need to play safe. We don't want to just make these careless rotations and for no reason. Now, they end up stealing red again, which, you know, this is the second time they've taken it, and it does hurt my feelings a little bit, but what can you do? You know, we've got some massive pressure, and we just need to make sure that we're, you know, keeping up and pushing back. Now, Vulcan gets caught out a little bit. I'm going to try to head over there and see if I can help out, but once he goes down, you know, it just let's get out. That's unfortunate. You know, getting caught out when you're in that disadvantage, you know, that's never ever good. And that should really show, you know, hey, we need to get some wards online. We need to start putting wards out. And, yeah, you know, hey, I could also ward. I just haven't done it. But we are getting caught out, and that's never a good thing. Now, I know that they've taken out the two waves in our solo lane. You know, Cuchulainn was there, and then Beset came in and took out that other wave. So they're going to be hitting our Phoenix very, very shortly. I'm going to make a rotation over there just to kind of keep that alive. We're able to do quite a bit of work to this Cuchulainn. You can see we're hitting him hard, guys. We end up ulting him, and, you know, well, we're hitting him. He must not have a whole lot of magic protection on, but we're able to actually take him out. You know, that solo Cuchulainn, that's not something I would think I'd be able to do, but hey, it worked. And we're going to end up getting back to our mid lane and counter pushing this. You know, again, guys, our solo lane Vulcan, you know, he's making these rotations, but he really should be paying attention to his lane a little bit more. And, you know, especially with having that T2 down, you know, he's got a lot more time to rotate since, you know, he does have two of his towers missing. But we really need to get another tower, and that's what we should be focusing on, not so much just getting kills at this point. Now, from this point, we're actually going to be able to make the push that kind of takes this mid lane tower. Now, if you see, I pushed that lane, picked up red, and then head back to my lane, get it pushing. Now, we are much higher level, you know, we're level 20. You would typically have this tower down by now, but you can see, push that lane, go take out a side camp, get back to your lane, continue pushing it. You can make those very, very quick jungle rotations to take out those side camps, you know, it makes it a lot easier. Now, we are able to head onto this Cuchulainn. You know, we end up burning our ult so we could get some more damage on him, hopefully be able to do something. And we're chasing this. You know, he's by himself, but, you know, they have some great rotation here. Basset shows up, and guys, I'm a goner. I get my first death there. You know, it's just unfortunate. There's 3 of us down. You know, it is what it is. We probably should have left that, but, you know, what can you do? Now, I end up cutting most of that spawn timer out, but I'm actually going to head to our duo lane because, you know, hey, we need to take that out. Now, I'm not setting that lane, and that is a mistake on my part. I should have definitely set that lane because right now it's naturally going to push against us. But, you know, I've got to do what I can to survive. You know, we're down, you know, it's just me up at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and just ult right here because, you know, it's going to be a while before I get some team presence. Hopefully clear out that wave, hopefully get some damage on these guys in case, you know, in case something else happens. But I've got to defend this mid lane, and hopefully they'll spawn in, my team will spawn in and actually head over to, you know, assist me. Now, if the enemy team decided just to, hey, dive this lane, I'd need to get out. I could not defend this tower at all. But I can jump through the yellow camp. You know, I can teleport straight to the yellow camp. And that's kind of what I've got an idea on. I also have my blink, you know, and my Aegis is almost up. But that's really kind of my idea on that. Now, I end up dodging that Frosty Breath, and we're going to go in onto this Ymir a little bit. We're able to poke him down pretty decently, and then Isis gets that awesome 3-person stun. You know, I need to play some Isis. But we end up heading, you know, we're being shoved right back into our tower. You know, it is unfortunate, but I'm going to go ahead and just let that go. You know, my team, they're playing way too aggressive at being at this disadvantage. You know, we need to be playing a little bit smarter than we are, and you know, it is just unfortunate, but you know, what can you do? Now, I did get out of position there a little bit, and you know, of course, that's who I am. But we end up taking a lot more damage than I would have liked. I'm going to head back to the fountain, you know, top off, and then get to my Phoenix to hopefully defend that Phoenix. Now, I head over, I'm hoping to go in and get an ult, but, you know, my team is not quite all the way up here, so, you know, we don't end up ulting, but I'm going to head around this corner, you know, kind of line of sight some people, and then hit my ultimate. We're able to get quite a bit of damage on everybody there, but or on their Cucullin at least, but it wasn't quite enough. Vulcan is able to secure that Beset, which is huge, and then, you know, I went in, probably shouldn't have gone in there. That was just bad play. You know, my team ends up wrapping up a couple of those kills, though, and that's absolutely huge, but, you know, their ADC is definitely out-damaging our ADC, and, you know, we end up losing our ADC there, but, you know, hey, it's now a 2v1 fight. You know, this is huge. We might be able to make a comeback. Now, once we spawn back in, we're actually going to head over to our duo lane. Now, the Ymir is caught out, and guys, now is not the time to be caught out by yourself, and we're gonna just absolutely delete him. You know, that right now is not the time you want to be playing by yourself, especially being the Guardian. You know, you want to be with your team, and, you know, you could see, we're able to delete him from the playing field, which puts us kind of on an even playing field, and that's pretty big. You know, at this point in the match, being on staggered deaths or anything like that, just not being at a full team can be very, very painful. And, you know, so I highly suggest, you know, sticking with your team, especially if you're playing the Guardian, guys. Now, I am looking to go in on a blink here. Sure enough, we're able to blink in to this Isis. Hopefully, we'll be able to take her out. And sure enough, you know, we get her. You know, no problem at all. And that's big. You know, our Phoenix or our Titan is taking damage, but we've got 2 of the enemies down. You know, we've got them on those staggered deaths. That's pretty significant. I am trying to get out of this situation. Unfortunately, the Cucullin is going in on our ADC. Hopefully, our ADC can get out. And sure enough, he's able to leave. But our Vulcan gets caught out, and you know that's unfortunate. You know, we need to be playing a little bit smarter than that, and we're just not quite doing it. But hey, is what it is. I go in to get some poke there, and then I just used my Aegis. You know, I just went in Aegis. And we're able to get some significant poke on their ADC, but really, you know, we have to be very, very careful. It's just me and my ADC against almost a full team, and we're going to end up going down here. Now, I did try to teleport further away there. I wasn't trying to teleport right there. I probably would have got out of that situation. That was just a misclick on my part. Is what it is. You know, we end up getting our 3rd death, and it feels bad. Now, we did manage to hold them off. You know, they weren't able to get any, you know, they, of course, were out of Phoenixes, but they weren't able to down our Titan in the time it took me to spawn back in. I'm going to try to go in on their Ymir, you know, hopefully take him out. And sure enough, we're able to, and you could see that fear. I feared him, and it turned him around. He's walking right back towards me, and made him an easy target. And, you know, that's great. Now, Cucullin is going in on the only Phoenix we have up currently, and it's going to be down shortly. But hopefully we can collapse on him, take him out. You know, that would be absolutely huge. I'm going to go ahead and use my ultimate, but yeah, again, he just jumps right out. And since my team was kind of messing with minions instead of rotating for that fight, you know, he's able to get away pretty scot-free. But we're going to go ahead and just go in. You know, at this point in the match, with our Titan being as low as it is, the only play we have is, hey, go in there, try to kill everything, and then have one person defend and everybody else push like crazy. That's the play that we have, and that's what we're trying to do. Now, their ADC is here. I forget her name. I'm so bad with her. But, you know, our ADC goes down there, and the Minions actually take out our Titan. You know, that was kind of the last hurrah we had. We had to make a big play there. Someone had to go back, clean up the Minions, but, you know, that it just got disoriented, and we all went down. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this Hades guide. I really hope y'all enjoyed, and if you did, show me some love, leave me a comment, think about subscribing, add me on Smite, guys, and remember, sign up for that Senpai Pack giveaway. I'd love to give it to y'all. Well, again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.